What's up, you guys? It's your boy Rob TV here today, back with another reaction video. It's on top
Subscribe
10
and like
most
button.
disgusting
Remember to
houses.
share the video too. Number 10. Mice problem. The house landlord had a hoarder problem where she was getting complaints that downstairs was having terrible mice problems. I wonder why. The landlord had stacks of clothes and boxes all piled up in her rooms. The mice were even biting one of the daughters in the rented rooms.
They wake me up in the middle of the night.
Okay.
Yes, they wake me up in the middle of the night. They wake her up, right, Leela? And you be scared sometimes?
Like, wake
Yeah?
up, goddamn.
What do they do to you?
They scare me.
The mice scare you? And what else?
They bite me.
And they bite you?
Number 9. Vintage hoarder.
In your
This
ass.
hoarder gathered many vintage items and clothes all around the house. The place was filthy everywhere. Nancy only let one of her friends inside for the first time in 3 years, leaving her with an awful shock of fear. She was very emotional when everyone started to try cleaning her house up.
Never mind. Oh, God. Forget it. I'll take a break right now because, certain things I got to keep. It was like you couldn't breathe. It was like a person restrained and not knowing how to get out of the restraints.
What? This is clothes, Nancy.
I thought I could make a decision on something, okay?
You are. You're making it on everything that
Number 8. House of tunnels. This house had nowhere to sit at all. Junk was placed everywhere, which created tunnels where the person had to climb up the various piles of objects just to get to the other room. All of the rooms were filled up to the brim. This house was just a messy storage hell for everyone who entered.
This is enormous. The amount of items in here is absolutely enormous.
Number 7. Cat hoarder. The screaming of cats just shows how messy this house was. Many cats were caged up in the basement from them having nowhere to go due to how limited room there was. Piles and piles of mess can be seen everywhere. The many cats were not having a fun time in this house. On top of this, the husband and wife hoarders were having a baby in the next few months, and they were still living inside this filthy house.
But you can hear they're happy. This is my brat. Diddy my brat. Is she pretty? Diddy my brat. That's my brat. He's wild.
Number 6. Maze. This house is a virtual maze. Junk was placed all over the house, creating narrow pathways to get to the various small rooms that were just filled with items. It's a freaking war zone, said the son of the mother who owns the house. From how bad the house was, the son had to go to the hospital due to lung damage, due to the huge stack of objects falling on him when he was sleeping.
I'll trip over things. I'll have cords wrap around my feet. I get beaten and tattered and, bruises and cuts and stuff like that. It's a freaking war zone. Like, everything you want to do in that house, you have to fight to do it.
Number 5. Fire mess. In another house, a fire started from how messy the house was. The stove randomly turned on while there were a bunch of newspapers on top. This created an emergency where everyone had to put out the heat. This was yet again a house filled with trash on the floor and no space to breathe. The fire was put out by the end of the day, but the fire wouldn't have started at all if the house was clean.
Guys, help me out here. Help me out. Water. Signature. God, how that happened?
Somebody put something. Somebody switched it on, not realizing.
Fire extinguisher.
Number 4. Rat-infested house disgusts new owners. Many rats have infested this house. Garbage was piled up in the rooms and corridors, and this house smelled awful to be inside it. Mold and rat poop was all over the walls going deeper into the house. Hallways were hard to get through enough, and rats were scattering quickly from room to room. This house was revolting.
That freaked me out right there. All of a sudden I saw a rat come running across the kitchen, across all top of the garbage.
Number 3. This filthy house had insects everywhere in the rooms. Junk was once again filled to the top of each room. There was no breathing room in this house at all. There were holes in the ground of the house which got destroyed over time. This house was on its last legs from how much the hoarders had just simply put inside it.
But that problem, I'm sure, is not just contained to that area.
Let me rip it up for you.
Once the biohazard team had fallen through the floor, they called me in to evaluate the structure, and the danger and the condition of the home became very, very real at that point.
Number 2, dead cat. From how soaked the ground was, you can tell how filthy this house was. The hoarders and helpers even found their dead cat, which apparently disappeared 2 years ago. Most of the house floor was all wet, with various objects being water damaged from the condition of the house. This house was definitely hell to live in.
And there is a chilling discovery behind a bureau in Doug and Darlene's living room.
Okay, let me explain. I knew it happened. The cat was very sick and 19 years old. And we were trying to find her to take her to the vet, and she disappeared. And there was no smell.
How long has she been there?
2 years. But that is Rat Cat.
Number 1. This is the ugliest house on hoarding buried alive ever. From delivery pizza left to mold to dog feces left to rot on the floor. This house is the definition of a hell house for hoarders. There was a ton of junk in each of the rooms, which built on how bad the house was already. Even the team refuses to finish cleaning this biohazard house, making this the most disgusting house and things to be found on this show.
2 of the officers move upstairs to see what progress they can make there.
Oh my God.
Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.
In my house with that nasty, don't you think? What? Why I catch y'all on the next reaction video, man? Appreciate you for watching.